Welcome to the Dear Son Show. We had meaningful conversations about life through the lens of fatherhood. It's for fathers, those with fathers, and the fatherless, so nobody's left out. These are the conversations we want our sons to access as they grow through life into manhood, so no topics are off limits. I'm one of your hosts, D. Johns.
I'm your other host, Jay Black.
Jay Black, how you feeling, my brother?
Listen, man, the weather got me feeling up when it's up, and even when it's down, we good. So I'm not tripping.
70s.
Not 70s. We in that good 70s.
70s, man. How you on break?
I'm on spring break, man.
Spring holiday break.
And they normally do a better job of aligning our spring break with the kids' spring break, but for some reason, this year they were kind of like, y'all figure it out. So I'm on this week, and the kids on a whole different week. So
are they next week or the week after?
Next week.
Next week?
Next week.
Okay.
So I'm told. But I hit the school Friday talking to the teachers with y'all enjoy your break. No, sir. Slow down. Thank you.
Bring your kids.
Thank you.
Bring your kids on Monday.
Yeah. How your week been?
Week been good, man. A whole lot of activity.
Yeah.
A lot of activity last week. Had an opportunity to shoot a men's conference on Saturday. 80-20 Nation. Shout out to my guy, CY.
Yeah.
Carlton Young, phenomenal. And I was on the camera, but I got a whole lot out of it. So always good to have work and always good to work with your people. So it was life-changing for a lot of men, a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of tears were shed, a lot of tears was choked back.
Yeah.
But it was necessary, man. Right. So I'm thankful for it. Family good, everybody good, man.
That's good.
But let's like, share, and subscribe right off the bat. DSN merch is available. There's a new website, so check the link for that. There may or may not be something on display on the screen right now, but if you're on the audio, definitely check the link. Hit that. More options available. I had to get away from printing because it just wasn't no.
Yeah.
The focus right now is getting this media company going, getting this network popping, and holding people orders for 3 weeks ain't it.
Right.
Not that I did that often, but that just ain't it. I know you got an order from last year. But,
well,
you know, our order system a little different.
Yeah.
Our order system a little different.
Yeah, next door.
I call it a suggestion. You had a suggestion order. And what I feel it is a real order. Real order. But today we're getting into it, man, and hopefully the tone remains the tone because we need these every once in a while.
Yeah,
Big Bron, Lil Bron.
Yeah.
And Stephen A. Smith, man, keep my son name out your mouth.
Play with your mama, not my kids.
Working title. Well, I don't know if he working title. Play with your mama, not my kids. Or keep my son name out your mouth.
For real. I don't mean to jump right out there, but it's sensitive topic. Like we don't play like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know. It might not stay too jovial then because we in pregame. For those that welcome to the new people. Thank you to our subscribers. Always want to make sure we shout them out. There is opportunity for you to join as a member.
Yeah.
So there's thankful for the subscribers, yes, but there's also membership platforms available, of membership platform, different tiers, different options. You can kind of take a look for a couple dollars. You can look a little bit further inside for a few more dollars, or you could say it with your chest for several more dollars.
Come sit in here with us.
Come sit right here with us.
Yeah.
Kinda virtually.
Yeah,
let's be clear.
Yeah,
I don't want nobody refunded. That's for a refund what my address is. But yeah, so those options are available. You get, depending on the tier, so check the tier. I just say the lowest tier it's not guaranteed to get episodes early. I've been fishing them out there just a little bit to make sure you, like, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now, step up.
Yeah.
Step up, a few more dollars.
Yeah.
Put that coffee down one day a week.
Yeah, because you like this.
Yeah, one day a week. And then help us kind of formulate where the network goes to a degree, right? We got some show ideas.
Yeah. And
we want to run them past our members to get that input because y'all are kind of like producers, like pseudo producers. Y'all are investing and making this thing happen. So we appreciate y'all. Been at it for 4 years, so thank God for the flow. We looking for the overflow,
please,
and let that cup runneth over.
Yeah.
Back to the scheduled program. Yeah. You feel some kind of way.
I do.
Go and get into it.
Because I'm not mad at him, man. We come from generations and generations and generations of those with opportunity and the decision makers being able to put their kids on. Now all of a sudden, our culture has the opportunity to do the same, and our own people standing there with the axe.
Is it though?
Talking about cut it out. It's others, got comments, but the main culprits look just like the man that's putting his son on, man.
So I'm looking up the word nepotism. Because
Please.
that's what we talking about.
Yeah.
Exactly
Please.
what we talking about. Let's go to the dictionary. Y'all excuse me. I got to extend I got my glasses. So
Oh, come on, school.
either take my glasses. Take my glasses off or extend my hand. For those only listening. If you're only listening, check the video at some point.
Come on, school.
Over here on YouTube and Facebook. Dictionary says that nepotism is the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives, friends, or associates, especially by giving them jobs. Nepotism.
You really want me to believe every Kennedy was a great politician?
Oh, no.
You want me to believe every Bush was a great politician?
No.
You know, if you really want me to believe that these attorney practices that have your 3 sons and your daughter are partners of the firm, you really want me to feel like they worked their way up through the ranks. So now nobody says a word. So now we're talking about, and I don't want to belittle the topic here because obviously some rebuttals are going to be based around, we're talking millions of dollars here. I don't care about that. I'm making billions. My son making millions. Argue with your mama. We're talking about basketball.
Yeah.
So is the man absolute a scrub? I don't think so.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be there. They're not gonna go get a high school kid. They didn't pull this kid out of high school.
They will.
So now.
So let's be clear. To interrupt you, be clear. I'm not interrupting you. Nepotism does not mean unqualified. So I don't want those to be. I don't want that thinking to be synonymous with whatever we're talking about.
Right.
Because like you said, I believe Bronny is qualified.
Yes.
What you're arguing, right, or what your position is right now, I don't have any issue with. I'm for nepotism. I saw it in corporate. I was a little apprehensive, but also for me, nepotism, that qualification has to be there.
Yes.
I can't just put you on because you my friend and you like what the salary target is.
Right.
You're going to come in here and create more headache for me, disrupt the team, and now we can't meet our numbers. That ain't it.
Crash me out.
So I'm not for that. The other piece of the story is, and like you said, it's our own talking to our own, is what can be said about his son and his performance now that he's in the league with the big boys.
Yeah.
When he was in high school, when he was in college, like all of that's fair game in terms of critiquing your performance. And according to Stephen A. Smith, he never really went hard on Bronny's performance. He was going at Bron saying, as a dad, why are you putting him in this high pressure situation before he's ready? Now that can be the argument whether Bron thinks he's ready or not.
Right.
And we're not in LeBron's mind to say that, but that's the other piece of it. So as we go through this, I want to make sure that we got the framework together. Not that you're going to back off your point, Big Pokey.
Why? Will not. Wow. So, but look at the trend. So again, I'll give you another example. So almost the same type thing happened. Ball and his son.
Sure.
Kind of the same thing. Because watch this. Based on what you just said, he's critiquing LeBron for like your son. Don't do this. Like all of this attention and all of this pressure and the frame and the stage. They said the same thing about Ball.
True.
Oh man, stop! Shut your mouth. Won't you sit down, man? You're bringing all this undue attention to your sons. What if they bust? What if they overrated? What if they get here and they don't make it? They don't perform? Oh, you're trying to sell their shoes. The shoe sales were successful at the end for a period. The sons all made it to the league. They all were productive to a point. Now you had the one that some would argue is a flop out.
You rapping it.
But
that is a rapper, right? The guy that got the song out. I don't know if he's
so now he got the hit song floating right now. So again, Ball laughing and snickering at the haters again.
Yeah.
And I say haters. But Stephen A., not to name drop this brother, he made some comments and he gets paid for his opinion. But, I just don't see him riding that hard on some of these other people.
Here's the thing. The Ball boys all proved themselves and earned their spot.
Okay.
The argument here is that this is a little premature. Cool, make history. Be on the court with your son to say, I would do the same thing. I put Donovan in there right now. Give him a $200 contract just to say we did it, right? Because the skill level it is what it is, right?
Okay.
But to suggest that because Bron was out there. Bron was saying that he was better than some of the people in the league before he got to the league.
He did say that. I'm gonna say the same about my son. Listen.
So
that's my job,
right? So I guess that's where it is.
Yeah.
And I know we're gonna get to it this quick, but father versus professional.
I'm a dad first. I don't care. You know I'm ignorant. I'm a dad first, and I'm gonna crash out.
You own the business. Be careful, because I'm gonna put Bishop right in your business today.
Yeah,
today.
And we're gonna start selling telescopes.
You ready for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I have him in there pulling files and talking to patients.
Yeah.
About how did you hurt yourself? That's
diagnosing him. Yeah, you gonna have him in there diagnosing?
No, I'm not gonna.
Why not?
That.
Why not? He's the family business.
He's not a doctor.
He's in the company.
No.
Why not?
A doctor. I'll let him talk to the patients.
He's a professional, right?
To an extent.
Because you said
he's a professional talker.
Okay.
About
watch the wall.
System.
Watch the wall as you backpedal.
So
get up on you quick.
You trying to tell me that young man can't shoot a basketball?
He absolutely can't shoot a basketball.
I saw him dunk on somebody.
As cannot. Well, I
in
can't
the NBA.
Yeah.
If you can dunk on a professional basketball player in the NBA,
they just got to be in the area.
Come on, man.
The best dunkers aren't in the NBA, so that's a terrible reference.
Well,
that's a terrible reference.
Tell your dad to step his game up. He could have pulled you in that thing. Saw what I did there? I am a dad first, and if I have an opportunity to let my son fly this plane, I might have to sit there as the co-pilot.
You going there? You going some wild examples?
Listen, I'm telling you how extreme. I want to be extreme with it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sit in the passenger seat. And if we get offline, I'm gonna grab that old wheel, pull us back.
So you gonna be controlling? He just gonna think he is?
No. He's gonna control it. But if that thing goes,
you want everybody down.
Pull it back.
You want everybody landing early.
I'm right there.
Okay.
Bron right there on the sideline. Hey, coach, pull him out. He tripping.
So do you think it's because he's career ending that's the tone? Because if it was, it wouldn't be as likely that they would be in the league at the same time, both early in their careers. But do you think a factor in it is I got me out of it already?
For the sake of the conversation, if hypothetically, if it could have happened sooner,
think about
and he had more at the end.
Okay.
I really think he wouldn't have had a problem with his son going to another team and kind of getting his bumps, bruises, and lumps. And then eventually, hey, before I retire, I won't get my boy on the same squad.
Yeah.
I could see that being an option, honestly. And again, we all speculating.
Yeah.
However, at the end of the ride, and I have the opportunity and the pull to get my boy over here, we doing it.
So you really, let's just say for this part of the argument that he's not ready for that level of intensity, 82 games, which he's not. He's I don't know how many games he plays, but he gets called up for certain games. You would really want to position your son, and we can take the names away from it and think more like subjectively. You would want to position your son prematurely in a profession that would have to sustain him. And it's hard. It's hard to put that context on them because none of them have to work anymore ever.
Correct.
And he said that. Correct. He don't have to play basketball. But if it was life depending on it, whether it's carrying your business forward as you and your wife are exiting, or you're in a career where you have some authority and you have some position where you could put people on, like, is it really, you would really put somebody in position that wasn't ready for that and let that be on them and just let life hit them?
It's a way to do everything.
Let's talk about it.
So let's focus on how they're doing it. As you stated, he's in the G League.
Yeah.
That's his daily grind. And then pull him up, let him get him a game up here.
Yeah.
Put him back down. In my opinion, I like that model because here's the thing. Don't get caught up and complacent in this level of performance.
You still got work.
Still come up here. So it's a constant reminder, even an assessment.
Yeah.
Let's see what you've learned. Let's see if you've honed some of your skills. So I'm going to pull you up here with the big boys for a little minute. let you get another couple of reps in with these guys.
Yep.
Speed of the game is different. Athleticism is different. Level of competition is different. I would absolutely do that in corporate as well. If there's a way for me to have you being on the level just below, and that's where you're functioning within the company, and then hey, this Wednesday, there's a meeting in the C-suite. I'm going to slide you up.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you in. You're amongst decision makers at that point, right? So now you're shoulder to shoulder, bumping elbows. Right now, are you qualified? Perhaps no.
For the next level. Yeah.
For the next level.
Yeah.
I'm not delusional about that.
Sure.
But I am aware of the more exposure that I give you to this level of competition, this level of thought process, this level of performance. I don't want to come in here and say, I think my son should be running this whole thing in front of y'all right now today.
Sure.
Today, no. But I also want to set the tone. He coming. So don't sleep on mine. He coming.
And I love that analogy because it resonates with me in terms of being in corporate. With all of that, I'm with you so far. With you when you're right. But how much critique or criticism are you going to allow or protect or shield that person from as they're trying to make their way? Because that becomes important, right?
Yes, it does.
Like the people around them have to understand that they're respected. You should position them to be respected by their peers.
Yes.
And if the rules are different from them than it is for their peers, it'll be tough to have that kind of respect, and there'll be some kind of resentment growing and brewing, and it might distract your child, your son, whoever it is, from being successful. So how do you adjust that, PC? I got my son in there because my dad, I got a job on the strength of my dad having a good reputation at the company.
Right.
I didn't report to him. I wasn't in the same department. So I was fair game in terms of getting reviewed to determine if I'm on probation, get reviewed, evaluations, is he meeting the mark or not?
Yes.
Regardless of if he has the same last name as some other employee in the company, that's in good standing.
Yes.
So what's your take on the bumps and bruises along the way? Because that's part of the scenario that kind of jumped this discussion off is keep my son's name out your mouth. You can't, that don't fly in corporate.
It doesn't. But I have to be mindful of the whole court, if you will. And that's to stick with this, with the basketball issue. Human bias, you just can't get away from it. The good and the bad.
Yeah.
I have to try to be mature enough to realize that I'm gonna have a level of bias because this is my son.
Sure.
There's gonna be positive and negative bias across the room as well. There are gonna be some that are gonna say they're calling it down the middle, but because they have a certain affinity for me or respect for what I do and who I am, they're gonna be more lenient than I would prefer. So I dislike that.
Sure.
There are going to be some that's the opposite, resentful. I had to grind my way to this position. How dare you hand it to this young man? He hasn't done anything to deserve to be here.
Right.
Shit he does down the road, then sure, bring him in. I'm all for it. But right now, today, he shouldn't even step foot in this room. So that's going to be the negative bias. They're going to overly critique every little thing that he just can't simply, nothing he does is going to be accurate in that person's eyes. So I have to be that's going to irritate me as well. So I'm going to allow both to have their say because that's their job, that's their position. They've earned that level of respect.
Sure.
In the sports commentator deal, if I have to be honest, did LeBron overreact as a basketball player, as a sports guy?
There we go.
Absolutely.
There we go.
You absolutely overreacted based on your profession, based on this sport, based on this man's job, this man's profession. You have a job to do. He has a job to do.
Yeah.
If he does not point things like this out, he doesn't get this $100 million renewal contract that they just gave this guy this week.
Bang.
So, yes, accountability there, yes. His father hat was on, though.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll burn this whole thing down behind my boy.
In the middle of a game,
In the middle of the game, because fire me, kick us out, walk me and my boy out right now. At the end of the day, you triggered me as a dad.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not suggesting for any man or father to be reckless to a point where you feel disrespected or someone criticized your family and now you're ready to go to jail behind words.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting you go to that extreme because this is extreme for anybody below who LeBron James is. You understand?
Yeah.
So because this brother has this pool, this is another example of, what do we want to call it? Privilege.
Extreme.
This brother has the privilege to be able to walk over to a sports commentator.
Hold this game. Hold the game.
Yeah, man. Hold on a minute. I got to check this. Me,
Yeah.
the ignorant dad I am,
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. Go get him. Get that boy off your boy.
So what do you think it comes into play, like the father hat blinds the success or the potential of the child with those types of interactions? Because I got it. Every father wants to jump out the window at some point.
Yes.
Not maybe wants to, but is willing to.
Yes.
Or has jumped out the window at some point. Then after that, you're like, no?
Because here's the passion. Because the way my passion works, one, you see, I got your back. Nobody else does, son. I don't care. I got your back. Let's go. But now I'm coming to you. I'm bringing that same energy to you. What you doing to shut these people up?
Yeah, but let me push, because
come on.
When having your son's back is almost bullying somebody.
Yeah.
Like, what's the lesson in that?
Yeah. Do you think
watch the wall?
Do you think LeBron bullied that man? Because this you hear how this brother talk about people, man.
But I haven't seen a reference where he was putting that kind of narrative out there about Bronny. The narrative was LeBron. Why are you doing this? Why are you putting him in it? Why are you?
Reason I can go pop off. You're talking to me.
I'm very much so talking to you. That's what I'm saying. It's like, so yeah, bordering on the bully, because he knew that. I mean, look at it was to bully or embarrass. Look at the environment he did it in, the man he did it in. You know it's on camera. You know that man ain't gonna do nothing to you.
And you know that this hurting this man's feelings to hear him talk about his son like that. So again, is he right? No.
You keep putting it on his son. The evidence that I've seen is saying your son can be great. He will get there. Why are you putting him? Why are you starting him on the 100 and he runs a 11-2?
That's shade on my son. Accurate or inaccurate. Accurate or inaccurate.
You heard what I said.
I did.
This time does not qualify anywhere in the city, in the state, in the region, in the country.
Yes.
My son, the coach says my son gonna run this.
Yes.
In the championship.
Now that's extreme. You know they're not in the championship. And he didn't start.
Well, I think they're number 2 right now. They got to push.
Something working then.
Because Luka,
Bronny didn't play and they in number 2.
That's more.
Don't
Luka.
Stop what you're doing now.
That's more Bron than Luka. Luka, I don't know what Dallas doing.
Don't stop what you're doing now.
Yeah.
So now,
I think they're number 2.
So now,
I can check.
This boy might be about to get some championship experience.
Oh, they gonna hate on that boy. Oh, they gonna hate on. That's gonna be worse than Robert Orr.
Oh,
got 18 rings. And, well, not Robert Orr did play. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. I shouldn't have did
big shot Rob
I shouldn't have did that. I should not have done that.
See,
but the contribution.
The contribution. So look, now you know, and they're trying to disguise it as he was talking to the dad. You talking to the dad, but about the son. You can't listen. Let me tell you something. You can direct all your comments at me, but if your tone
you've been a coach before,
is
right?
about my son,
you've been a coach before,
I've
right?
absolutely been a coach.
Okay, finish up. I just want to put out. Go ahead. I'm setting you up. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
I've absolutely been a coach.
I think it's number 3 today.
You're not gonna talk to me, but your comments are directed towards me, but you shading my son. I'm popping off. I got something to say. I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna touch you, but we talking, and I'm gonna get you off mine. You got to get off my son. And come on, son. What you doing to shut these people up? Let's go, baby.
So that was the other part I was gonna go to. Like, what do you think in your mind, if you had to put yourself in that position?
Yes.
Before you jump out the window, what do you think those conversations are like? Because you got the experience. He's the perfect. That's the thing. Like, I'm not taking anything away from LeBron's ability to actually gauge talent. It's just foggy because it's his bloodline. Like, there's nothing you can tell me to undo that. Because if it was unquestionable, it wouldn't be like it would. Everybody would be out the window talking about this guy's the next thing, he's the next best thing, whatever.
Right.
But like it's clouding his judgment. So what do you think those if it was you, what are those conversations like? Knowing you getting your son, I'm gonna get you this position. Go.
They're gonna be hating on you. They got something to say. You almost gonna tell them, I don't care how great you are, they're not gonna like this. Are you that great though? And you got to keep it real.
And now you get into it.
There's work to do.
Now you walking forward.
There's work to be done here.
Okay.
You absolutely have this, and this to work on. Never be delusional. Like, I don't want you to be delusional. I don't want this conversation to come across as though I'm delusional. Because my son thinks he's Scottie Pippen.
And I guess mine might have been Robert Orr.
And they're not going to let that boy bring that Gatorade in there. So I'm cool with having these conversations with my boy. And I tell him, I don't care. I'm not going to tell you that publicly.
No, you're not qualified.
But I ask him, how good do you think you are? And before he can get, I'm nice out. Come on, dog. Not so fast. So you have to, I'm not saying shut him down, but publicly, I'll be a tad bit wrong in public and then adjust in private as it pertains to my family.
Yeah.
If you beefing with mine, I got to get you off mine publicly because you embarrassed me publicly about my family, about my son.
Bron.
That's what I'm talking about. So it was Bron that went got him.
He
didn't send Bronny over there to check him.
Because it wasn't about Bronny.
Yes, it was.
He put it on Bronny.
He want Bron to stop doing what? Come on.
Who? Stephen A?
Stephen A want LeBron to stop doing what?
Forcing him before he ready. I missed it.
Don't tell me my son.
I heard a sound effect. I missed it.
Don't tell my son he not ready.
Don't tell me my son not ready.
Don't tell me.
And you walk over there and keep my son's name out your mouth.
Did he tell me personally or did he go on his platform to his millions and millions of followers?
Let's go. All right, Coach.
Did he go to the millions of followers and say it or did he call me on my cell phone?
Coach, this is the third day of tryouts. And because of our relationship, you're going to let my son on the team. This is a scenario right now. You the coach.
Yes.
I'm the parent.
Yes.
You're gonna let my son on the team. I say, man, he need to start. Nah. He need to start. Come on, bro. Come on, man. It's me. On the strength of me, he need to start.
He on the team, but he not starting.
Why he ain't starting?
I'm working me.
I'm telling you, he ready. I'm telling you, he ready.
Bronny don't start.
Keep my son name out your mouth.
Bronny don't start.
You see how it went?
Bronny don't start.
Scenario.
I get the scenario.
Yeah.
He's on the team, and I'm gonna work him in, and he gonna be all right.
Keep my son name out your mouth.
I didn't say, man, that boy can't. I didn't say that. He on the team. I tell you what.
Why can't he start though?
This is what we're gonna do. This guy is in the position I would put him in. They finna play a head up, best of 3.
Don't care. My son need to start.
Oop, that's irrational.
My son need to start. He need more playing time. Or even if it's just my son need to be on the team.
Yes. Come on.
And then you tell me what he need to work on. Why he can't meet the expectations I have.
You want him to work on it at home or up here?
I don't care. I'm the dad.
Right.
Slightly irrational.
You're not on the team.
No. Slightly irrational.
You're not equally vested.
Oh my God.
We can do this all day.
Oh my God.
We can do this all day. So again, Stephen, here's my thing with the argument that you're placing or putting in place. If Stephen A would have called LeBron on a cell phone on the side, hey man, stop doing this. Private. He did not do that. Hold on, watch this. If the insult is public, then the apology or the reaction or the address, if you will, needs to be equally public. You said it in front of millions. I'm finna say it in front of millions. I got a platform too, my boy. You're going to get off mine. Because now moving forward, I'm not saying you people or I don't want to say you people. I'm not going to say people are going to handle this situation with white gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to be more mindful of making certain, I would hope, not the people that's going to use this as talking points to try to get famous off of it, but you would be more objective. Like let's honestly look and assess, because He can go down and dunk on 3 people and then come down and have a turnover. Oh, look at that. There go that turnover. Why is he here? But then you got what's the boy name? Giannis? The Greek in Milwaukee.
Atumpa-pum-pum. Atumpa-pum-pum.
So you got these brothers, and we could do this all day long. We can go and go. There are plenty of people, honestly, that are in the NBA right now that have no business being there.
But you can't say that because you
Yes,
got
I
that.
can.
You just your argument was Bron is on the team. He's qualified.
Yeah.
You ain't qualified.
Yeah. Who not?
How you qualified? How you qualified to say?
Which one? Talking about me?
Yeah.
I watch.
Yeah.
I watch. And I don't want to see that.
We invested. So you think? What do you think the conversation was like with his son after that? Shake Shack. We eating. We celebrating. I mean,
we ain't doing no tripping. And I say that to say I that's a good question. Knowing my sons, after that, who knows, man? My boy probably wouldn't even talk about my oldest. He probably wouldn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
He's so non-confrontational. He don't want no smoke.
Yeah.
But all the more reason, man, I'm gonna double down because my son doesn't have the leverage, the history, the background, the power, the influence to really go dig in on this thing. He doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth closed, be quiet and play, son, and work. Don't try not to listen to the critique.
So let's look at this, and I'm not asking you to not answer myself, but if we're faced with that kind of scenario,
yes,
in our world, right? Neither one of us in NBA,
right?
For me, it was my shoulder, my shoulder and my knee, my leg. It had nothing to do with skill set. Anyhow, I ain't played college or high school, but chances are I could have. If I got a chance, if I had a tryout, if I got a call
right now,
chances are I could have.
Didn't get to it.
Find a spot. But if we jumped out the window like that and we're wrong, do you think at today o'clock you would have the mindset to actually apologize to your son and talk through where you went wrong?
If that scenario happened,
yeah. If you were wrong, because
you have to go apologize to my son
on whatever side of the fence you're on about the LeBron situation. I'm putting that to the side.
Yes,
but you got a scenario, I got a scenario. We equally jump out the window and dead wrong.
Yeah, I do that,
and it has. I mean, I won't bring up no specifics, but it has to do with your son, and your son sees it.
Yes.
What's the duty there?
Yeah, I'm not above apologizing to my son. Absolutely, because what happens is because this is a real thing in my house. For me, as you can see, I'm passionate. A lot of times I pop, and then my wife, thank God, that's kind of my reset. She'd be like, "Hey, come here. You dead wrong, am I?" And that's what I always say. Me, like, listen. Do you think this? And I kind of sit there and think about it. Calm down, emotions get lower. And she's like, that's not the way to do that. Like, think about that. Think about how this person feels about that. Think about this perspective or this angle. She literally talks me through the entire scenario from different angles.
Yep.
Sometimes I'm still standing on business with, no, I still feel like I did what I was going to do. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But in the instances where I am wrong, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't think about that. Son, and I owe you an apology, bro. I'm real sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. I'm working on that, and I try to get away from saying, you know how I am. That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
I'm working on this. This is an area that I'm actively working on. Help me with it. If you feel a certain way in a scenario like that, I don't have a problem with you pulling me to the side saying, Dad, I really feel like I don't agree with what's going on here. Like they right, you wrong.
Yeah.
Please, you're an individual. You're a human being. And I respect your opinion. Like you're 18 years old. You absolutely have the consciousness to say to me, that don't really resonate with what I got going on. Dude.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And in that instance, even if I feel like I'm right, if I'm arguing something on your behalf, I'll apologize. Well, I'm sorry, son. I didn't mean to make you feel like that. That's not to say the conversation is over, though. Just in the moment, I'll stop.
Yeah.
We're going to revisit this, though, later because I want to hear your entire perspective on it, but I'm also going to share mine, not to try to sway or convince you to my side, But hopefully, if I can shed some light on why this made me think or feel this way,
Yeah.
why I acted this way, and maybe you can even see that and then see the flaw and share with me, well, right there, I ain't see it like that, Dad. That's not how that rubbed me. That's not how that went. I ain't think about that, son. You might, like I say, help me.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest lesson I had to learn was I'm not always right. And I have to be open to critique, whether it feels good or not.
Sure.
With an open listening ear, I'm not listening to respond so that I can stand even heavier on what I'm trying to prove. It's not about proving a point. Like Lester always says, do I want to be right or do I want to get it right?
Yeah.
There's a total difference in being right and getting it right.
Yep.
That's Lester Jackson for you guys. But what you think about that? Like, do you feel like in that scenario, like, because you're obviously calmer than I am and you're more level-headed than I am in a lot of instances. So you'll kind of be like, boy, I sure wanna, but let me.
I'm just quieter about my rage than you are.
Yeah.
Your rage, not shit. Well,
No. Yeah.
Yeah. it jump out. Mine will jump up. It don't necessarily always jump out right at the moment. I think today, because of the intention or the intentionality of conversations with my son, I would be likely to say I was wrong in this area. Because when you first started responding, I thought you were getting into a scenario of doing your son wrong, but you were clear, as you wrapped it up there, I was wrong on your behalf.
Right.
That kind of thing. I don't know that I've always been, it's been stages of maturity. Like I could wrong my son or my children, period. And I would try to clean it up with a happy thing.
Yeah.
Let's go get some, you know what I mean? Let's ride to the
ice cream stuff.
I saw these shoes, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. And then it matured to, hey, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. Or I shouldn't have said that. How did it make you feel when I said that?
Right.
Today, I'm probably at a place where I'd be willing to have that conversation about, hey, I represented you the wrong way.
Right.
My intention was this. Here's the mixed emotions that I had because I'm your father as well. And sometimes that blurs the line. And I can kind of put myself in that scenario. If I was still in corporate and I brought my son on and somebody was talking, because that's the other thing, the word travels. Somebody gonna say something. They know what I mean? They know they on your board.
Yeah.
Especially like in corporate where you have that history of nepotism where some individuals seem to be you can't touch them, untouchable.
Right.
Because of that's the CFO's nephew.
Correct.
And that kind of thing. So I can understand that, and I could see something getting to a point. I think for me it would take a lot, and I would have some due diligence about how do we get here.
Right.
Because I didn't come from a nepotism place of like making it to that level. And I said I got a job because my dad, that was another company, relatively low level, and like he wasn't even a manager. He was just a good employee. I'm not saying that disparagingly. He wasn't a manager that could have hired me.
Right.
He had a great track record that stood, and they gave me a chance based on that.
Absolutely.
If you're a hiring manager, that's a different thing, because you could, this background check come through? Okay, we're gonna bring him out.
Right.
We're gonna see some everything. As long as he ain't got no felonies or anything like that. But I would be more careful because I know how I had to work to get to that position. And honestly, I may have referred 4 people throughout my 20-something years of corporate for a role in my department, whether I was the hiring manager or not.
Right.
When I was a hiring manager, I'm like, bro, somebody hit me. It shall remain nameless. It wasn't a close friend. It was somebody that I knew from growing up and had some trouble in life. And then, said, hey, I see you work at this company. What's good? Third quarter reporting was solid. We closed it. Everything's on track. I mean, what are you asking?
Yeah.
Can you hook me up? I don't what do you do? Like, what are you experienced in?
Right.
Oh, I thought because you was a manager, you can make it happen.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It's like, and also I wouldn't, like, cause you, like, this is a reflection of me. And it's not about being selfish, but it's like, I was the type of manager, I was the type of employee, independent contributor that I wanted my work to stand for me.
Absolutely.
Not that he was cool or we're gonna have a good time if he's around. No. After all of that, what did my work say? What did my evaluation say? So when I got to being a manager and I had people responsibilities, I wanted the word to be that, oh, he worked for D. Johns. He probably,
Right.
I want you to be able to go to another company and get a job because you work for me.
Correct.
And there's a standard that I'm known for. So when I got to, as high as I could go, that never changed. But it was eye opening for me because it was like, and this person's older than me. So I thought you would hook me up because
I cannot.
Because like you, bruh,
I cannot.
I don't know it, and I didn't like immediately dismiss. I'm just like, so what do you do? I don't like, we ain't been in contact. Like, what's your experience in? And it was nothing related. So yeah, I think today I would be, especially at the age my son, 17 going on 18, going into the world, trying to have more conversations about life so that he can measure and manage life because I'm not gonna be around.
Correct.
All the time.
Right.
So
same. Like and there's a lesson in that. The lesson is and I talk to my sons about this. I talk to people that aren't connected to me about this very thing. Like don't misconstrue what we're saying about, oh, you make it and then now you gatekeeping. Don't do that. Just there's nothing wrong with being yourself around your friends and family. But also set a standard that when the business switch is on, And I tell people all the time, they're like, man, let's do business. Let's go into business together. You don't want to do that because at home, Jay Black versus at work, surviving James, it's two totally different people. Proudly.
Yeah.
I'm prideful about I'm a certain way in a business environment versus me at home. And that's just what it is. Yep. So I talk to my sons about that, about you never know who's looking, who's watching. I have relatives, trucking, had the trucks and had the trucking business for years. Man, why you never hire us to drive any of your trucks? Why would I do that?
So I want my trucks to come back.
You and these people trucks, you smoking, you're violating people.
You forget I know you.
You forget I know you.
Yeah.
You showing up at the racetrack in the people truck.
Yeah.
You're doing things that I would fire you, dog.
Today.
Relative of mine.
Dog, I ain't gonna make it today. Who is dog?
Who you talking to?
Who's dog?
You out of here.
I'm not dog.
So, and I'm not making light. I'm not joking about it. Like, I'm dead serious. I told him because I'd fire you.
Yeah.
Like I don't make any bones about it. At the end of the day, I have to make a decision between supporting you, running my company in the ground, or feeding my family.
Family gonna be fed.
Feed my family gonna win every time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we worked this one out, man. Yeah. It started the way it started, and on a high note.
Yeah.
I think you got the takeaways spot on. And I think people need to not be ashamed of having a standard.
Right.
Because we put a lot of pressure on us to be so cool and available and accessible, but that doesn't necessarily thrive in the workplace, certain corporate settings. So you can, you can argue with your insecurities in the comments, but
yeah,
I'm probably not referring if you're not qualified.
I mean it.
What you got in closing, bro?
Man, in closing, just be, as we always say, be intentional, be mindful, and just don't be so easily influenced by outside sources. There are a lot of triggers walking around right now, especially in our current climate. Guard yourself.
Yeah.
And your mental.
Yep.
That's it.
Mental toughness is a necessity.
Yeah.
LoveKeishaJ.com. Get her children's book, Chocolate Princess Volume 1, very well illustrated, very well written. Yeah. I would say for your young scholars of color or interest, 5 to 15. But you can also read it to anyone younger than that or older than that if they challenge.
True.
Great book, great feedback. I'm very proud of that. My book, Dear Son, 20 Life Prompts to Facilitate Effective Parenting, is also available. It's an ebook. I'm working on a hard copy because some people have mentioned that to me. Got a very encouraging word from a guest yesterday that told me to pretty much stop being so humble about my book.
Please.
So
Please.
it's out there. That's gonna do it for this episode. We appreciate you guys. God bless you. Peace.
Peace.